In this short video, I'm going to show you how to do two things within the portal system. The first thing we're going to do is look at a student's contact history, and then we're going to go in and we're going to add a new item to that history. So to get to the history for a student, the first thing we want to do is go over to the bar on the left and click the drop down for My Students, then click Contact History. Now we will need to go over to the right and enter the information for the student we're looking for. So we don't need to fill out all of these fields, we just need to fill out enough that we can limit it down to the student we're looking for, or at least have a short list. So I'm going to put in a first name and a last name for the student I'm looking for and click search. Now that gives me this pop-out window here, and when I scroll down I'll see a list of all the students with that name. So I'm going to click on the student I'm looking for, Barry Test, and it's going to pull up his activity here. So I can see on the left when the date was, and by default this will start with the oldest activity. So if you want to see the most recent activity, you'll need to scroll to the bottom or go to the next page, which you can do by clicking on the next button down here. And if I need to find out more about any of these particular contact informations, I can click on this plus icon here to get all of the information. Over here it'll tell me who entered this activity, and over here it'll let me know whether or not that activity is completed. So if I wanted to add a new activity for this student, then what I would do is go into my Contact Manager by clicking on the Contact Manager link over here, and then Contact Manager in the drop-down. From here, I'm going to scroll and go to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen where it says Add Activity, and click on that. Now this brings up my name in the Assign To field, so by default it's going to be my activity. And then if you're an instructor, what you're going to want to do is go into the Activity field and scroll down to the ED options, which are Email to Student, Meet with Student, Phone Call to Student, or if you had something that is a tutorial session, there's actually a separate category for that up in the AD section, the AA section, where it'll say Tutoring Session. So I'm going to select the kind of contact I had, and then the screen will load again to give you the correct fields for that. I won't need to change anything in enrollment or inquiry. I won't need to change the subject, although I can. And I will make sure that the due date is the date when this happened. The activity priority you won't need to change because it's a completed activity. But you will want to go into activity status and change this to closed because you've completed the activity. And then for activity result, this will be different depending on the kind of activity. But in the example of a meeting, you can enter if the meeting was held or let them know if it was a no-show. And then I would generally add a few sentences of comments about what was gone over in that session down below. If this was a message or an email that you sent to a student, then you would actually want to paste that text into the comments field here. And then once I've added the information, then I would click on Save in the bottom right-hand corner. And once I've done that, we've completed the activity, and it should show up in the contact history for anyone else who goes in and needs to see what activities the student has had. I hope this video is helpful, and if you have any questions about this, feel free to contact the Center for Teaching and Learning at ctl@bryonuniversity.edu.